He works for the Minnesota Frost. He's the equipment manager for the Minnesota Frost.
Tanner's dream job.
I would love to do that.
This whole time he's actually
I want to be the person that just hands the stick when they break them.
yeah, carbon.
I stand there looking really serious, and then I stand really serious for like 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might not even have to do that. And then I get to the end and I go, "We did great, guys.
Nice work.
Crushed it."
I feel like that's probably one of those thankless jobs, but boy, when it goes right, it goes very right.
Yeah.
But when it goes wrong,
It's-
the old hand. There's a lot that go into that. You got. Oh my God, I can't imagine.
Especially because recently they've been throwing them in the air to them. It's been really cool to
Oh, nice.
It's like a Three Musketeers type.
Yeah.
Swing, swing.
The 90s had some great movies.
The 90s had some great movies. What comes to mind right away, though?
Like Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, like swing, like those kind of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just dumb comedy in a sense, like
Yeah.
kind of I mean a little bit gross but like funny.
You said 90s movies, and immediately I'm thinking like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and like
Yeah, Rick
Moranis, or was that before?
Do you remember In Sync?
How could I forget In Sync? I've been in Syncer since 98.
Yeah, 98 was a hell of a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went Backstreet Back, all right.
Do you think we could get Aaron Carter on the show?
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
So that's a no.
It's going to be a hard no on that one, Tanner.
2022. This isn't even a recent thing.
No, this has been a minute.
Wow.
I'm sorry to have to break it
No,
to
it's
you.
okay. I had this fun little device when I was a kid that had these plastic little...
Yeah. This is like the music
Yeah.
Tamagotchi.
Oh, yeah. Music, such a good... And I had a couple of Aaron Carter ones.
Yeah.
So I still get a line of that song stuck in my head every so often, and I don't really like the song enough to go and listen to it, but it just lives there.
Rent free.
Rent free.
Could have beat Shaq.
Could it be Shaq? Guys, today, I think for a high note, we should all share a Kobe-related story.
Yeah.
Do you all have a Kobe-related story?
I do.
I have a Kobe story, yeah.
All right.
I actually feel like I might have shared this story on air before. It was
It's okay. Nobody listens to the show.
So this was...
And we all do dad, so we don't remember.
Yeah. So this was February of 2020.
All right.
My wife and I were in the house hunting process, and we were visiting homes. And the home that we were looking at, that we now currently live in, it was moments after we had walked out of the back door, after we had just seen it, fallen in love, and like, that's the one, everything's working for us.
Wow.
Like, we're feeling on top of the world, like we're like basically about to put the offer in.
What year was this?
This is 2020. This is February of 2020.
I feel where this is going. Yeah.
We could not be more excited. And then my realtor, Dennis, opens his phone and has a text from his daughter, who big Kobe fan. And he just is like, Kobe died right there in the backyard.
Yes.
And I grew up in the Kobe era. It was Kobe, KG, MJ. Those were Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady. Those were like dudes to watch. And
Yep.
like, I don't think we looked at any more houses that day.
No.
We basically just were like, can you drop us off?
Wow. Yeah. Sad. Sad. And that's how you ended up where you live.
Yeah, it's just kind of trauma bonded with the backyard there.
You never wanted to see it. You cemented your history.
You said, I can't see another house. They might kill another famous celebrity.
It couldn't be me. No.
Yeah. When Jordan was in his backyard here in the news, I was sitting in my apartment, like common area, podcasting.
Wow.
The Canna.mn podcast.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. That would have been the exact same time period.
2019 into 2020. I'm sitting across from Zach Robbins.
Okay.
And I forget if it was me or if it was him, but together we learned. And Zach, maybe 5 years older, maybe less, like born in the 80s, like myself, and certainly grew up in some of his adolescent and adult life watching Kobe Bryant, and general fan of sports, so had a connection to Kobe. And we both kind of absorbed the news at the same time. And I believe we did a podcast episode that day. And it'd be fun to go back and listen to understand, like, if we touched on it. I believe we did. Podcast was short-lived. Northern Lights is coming up on their 100th episode. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Just came out this week. And, the Canada.mn podcast after Kobe died, it just wasn't the same. Yeah. Just didn't live on.
Didn't live on. Shocking to you guys, didn't really take in the news. I remember a coworker telling me Kobe died and being really upset about it. And being like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Like Monday, you're at school on Monday.
Yeah, just like another teacher who's with me is like, oh, Tanner, Kobe died. And I'm sitting at my desk and I like take off my headphones. I'm like,
He just kind of
what?
Gave it the fake, like,
Kobe's dead. I'm like,
Is that a student
so
of yours?
sorry. Yeah. The basketball sport player, right? Yeah. Oh, we still play. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but so my story that I have, because I don't remember where I was. When I was in high school, there was a beverage that was really popular called Sobe water.
Yes.
You guys remember that?
Yes. Sobe.
And I used to love those waters. I don't really drink them much anymore.
A lot of flavors. A lot of different kinds of flavors.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I could remember them. They stand out as colors to me. I remember the green one.
I remember pink.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly, right? It's the Sobe.
Obey Your Thirst? No,
I-
that's a different one. That's a different one.
See, and this is this is a weed show, Steve. The memory isn't the trick that we do here. But what I do recall was taking one of those bottles of water, throwing it into the garbage can and going, Sobe? And it making it into the can. And I don't think I've ever been cooler in my entire life. I think I can point to the peak and it's all been just a gradual slope down.
that's been
Ever
been the rush you've been chasing ever since.
Yeah, that was probably like
Were
maybe
you
10th grade.
okay?
You peaked
I
at
peaked.
16.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I accept it. And what's nice is now I just get to ride the roller coaster down. Because my favorite part of the roller coaster is not the way up. It is the way down. And so we're riding it, baby. And
This episode's brought to you by Valley Fair.
not a sponsor of the show, but it is brought to you by Valley Fair. Should we all go around and share our favorite Valley Fair story? No.
No, those are off limits.
Yeah, too many tears. But no, good Kobe story, guys. That's a good way to celebrate 24.
I mean, I think Kobe would be proud that I'm still podcasting.
Yeah, you know what?
To this day.
I think he would be. I think if Kobe was here with us right now, he would be proud of us.
101 episodes in,
Wow,
Kobe would be
that's a lot of
proud.
episodes. Do you think he's listened to all of them?
Yes.
Good.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
He plays basketball.
You were waiting for one of us to pull you out of that one, weren't you? Not I.
Well, guys, I think that's an episode. Right?
It's a
we
collection.
Did it.
Yeah.
We did the game. We did the news.
We did part of the game.
We did enough of the game.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, that's true.
We checked the box.
Mhm.
Marcus did a great interview that was definitely more serious than the rest of this episode, and I think we did a good high note dedicated to the one and only Kobe
Sobe.
Bryant.
Sobe Curry.
I mean, with everything going on, trust in the Northern Lights.
Trust in the Northern Lights. Well, guys, we love to throw something at the end of our episodes sometimes for just those people that are listening all the way through. Should we throw something here at the end?
Truck away, buddy.
All right, let's do it. So we worked with a local artist by the name of Ted. He goes by Ted's Trees on Instagram. And he helped us with a little bit of a project. Now, Steve, I met you for the first time back 2020, 2021.
Hemp clothing.
That time period
yeah.
when I was working for Bridget at Ground and Gardens, working, volunteering, helping them out. I spent a lot of time in their field helping with some of the plants. And at the end of the season, Bridget said, Tanner, if you want to take a chunk of the stem,
Yeah.
sure. Like if you want that, kid, sure.
Stocks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're sort of cool. And I was thinking maybe I would like soak it in water, try to like braid it. Maybe I would do something with it. But instead it turned into an educational tool. I brought it to a bunch of events, including the Walker Hemp Festival.
Yes.
Showed it off to people and said, this is how big hemp can get when it grows outdoors in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. And then people sort of got it. Yeah, this is a big plant.
It's very strong and very light.
Yeah. Especially for people who are growing today. Like, I don't really need to show you what the plant looks like. People see it pretty regularly.
Nowadays, we show each other like Storz and Bickel and Puffco devices.
Yeah, exactly. So this stem has been sitting on the shelf for
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, way too long. And Ted has been turning chunks of wood into really functional dabbing tools for a while. And I was seeing him post on Instagram and got the idea of, shit, I don't want this chunk of hemp anymore. And I would instead much prefer to have like a dab tool, something that sort of turns this cannabis into a way to consume cannabis, the full cycle, if you will.
Wow.
So, we gave it to him. He did his incredible work, and we've now got some tools that we're going to be showing off. We want to show them off here because we are going to be doing a giveaway of these tools. And so be on the lookout on our social media for that. But Steve, check these out.
Yeah, please. Wow, this looks, so if you're not watching at home, what it looks like here is like you open the drawer for your silverware, and you've got your forks, you got your knives, you got your spoons, but instead you're doing dabs.
Yeah.
And you're going to open up that drawer that has the tools you need in order to take a dab.
Totally. People who've done dabs before, there's often like a metal tool that you have. Ted has become pretty well known for having wood handle dab tools, sometimes working with glass artists to include elements of their art in the tool. We reached out, we said, hey, we need some dab tools, and we got some hemp for you, and we came up with this collaborative project of some Tanner's Terp tasting and also some Northern Lights dab tools made out of 100% cannabis grown in Minnesota.
These are
Northern
custom branded tools that represent the show.
Yeah. So this is a cannabis product, if you will, not one that is regulated by OCM, but instead a different type of cannabis product, a product in the way that like a shirt or a bag would be a cannabis product.
Talk about plant touching.
Yeah, for reals. This is as plant touching as you can get. And what I love is he tried his best to chop them in a way that really included a lot of the like knots of the hemp itself. So we'll show you on this dab tool. You can see like there's the knot that grew. That was a stem growing out of there at one point that was chopped off in the field. And you can see that growth on the tool that you're going to be
These are really
ripping some
pretty.
dabs on.
These are really pretty.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing a giveaway probably around 420.
Okay.
But people have to enter that before that. So be on the lookout that first week of April for when we're going to be posting some information on how you can be getting these tools.
Wow.
Because we want to get them out to people. We think they're cool works of art, and I can only use so many at my home. So we gotta get them out.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And, every Friday, stick around for Tanner's Terp tasting.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have Ted join us for an interview at some point coming up here, either for Tanner's Terp tasting or maybe even on Northern Lights. But I wanted to show these off to people. I've been sitting on them for like 3 or 4 days, and I couldn't not bring them in the studio.
Saw the bag. I didn't know what was inside.
Oh, yeah, I know. This was one of those surprises to even the co-host of the show. So
Show and Ted.
Show and Ted. Yeah, absolutely. So if you want a chance to win one of these, make sure you are subscribed to us on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. We want to get these out to you guys, and we will be releasing information on how to do that very, very soon. So that's just a little promo for just the people that listen to the end. We're not going to put that at the beginning of the show.
No way,
Put
Jose.
it in here because you guys are our loyal listeners. We want to do this giveaway. These tools, I think, are pretty sweet, if I say so myself.
If I do say so myself.
If I do say so myself.
I like it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really
great. Yeah.
So we'll have our socials in the show notes. Make sure you go and give those a follow.
This
But
is
otherwise-
exclusively for our LinkedIn followers.
exclusively for our LinkedIn followers. Actually, we should do a drop on LinkedIn. That'd be so good. All right. Make sure to follow us on LinkedIn as well. That is, I would say, one of the most active cannabis social media networks that doesn't delete like half of the accounts.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, if you think about it, it's funny.
We all sigh.
Yeah. But hey, at Northern Lights Pod, still up.
Still there.
At MN Cannabis College, still good to go. Have we gotten flags? For sure. Are we still there? You know it. All right, guys. Let's put a stop on this.
We'll see you back on April Fool's Day. Stick around because we got some tricks up our sleeve.
Yes, we do. Go and follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Wherever you can find your podcast, that's where we are. If you can't find us, let us know because we want to be there. Tell a friend about Northern Lights. Tell a friend about Tanner's Trip Tasting. Sit your friend down and say, hey, have you ever done a dab before? Check this out. We should do these.
Yeah.
Because you should, and you could do it with the Northern Lights tool. Leave a comment. Follow us on YouTube. Yeah, I did the things.
Yeah.
Any others?
Box ticked, I'd say.
Tell your friends, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good weekend, man. Northern Lights is a Minnesota Cannabis College production. This episode was produced by me, Tanner Barris, and by Steve Eigenman and Jordan Whiff. Production assistance from Marcus Harkis, Shayna Payton, and John Barty. Video and audio recording at the Dabbler Depot studio by Jordan Whiff. The information provided in this podcast does not, and is not intended to, constitute legal advice, but is instead for general information purposes only. No listener should act solely on the basis of information provided without first seeking advice from their own legal counsel. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Minnesota Cannabis College. Please listen responsibly.